Shavua Tov Merach. Shalom Aleichem. How are you? Nice to see you. So, we just got in from Muncie, a little bit of a drive. So, my friend here was just showing 2,000-year-old stones. So I brought toothpaste, a toothbrush, and mouthwash. Why? Okay? I'm going to put these right here. How often in our lives are people trying to teach us how to get all the bad stuff out, right? We want to make sure we wash ourselves. We want to make sure we rinse our mouth out. We want to rinse our mouth out. We want to brush our teeth. We want to floss our teeth. Got to get all the bad stuff out. Get the bad stuff out. We want to go to the mikveh. We want to get the bad stuff off our body. We want to rinse our hands for tuma, negel vaser, all these things. Get the bad stuff out. How many times in our lives are people telling us and teaching us how to make sure we enjoy what's going in? So I had an epiphany this last week, and I was thinking about it. I went to the dentist, and they said, you know, Yehoshua, your teeth look pretty good. It must be from rinsing the alcohol in your mouth. So we're talking about wine. We have aromas. We have flavors. We have qualities, things of which we can connect to at a very deep level. But are we really, truly getting to how much we're being given by Hashem through right here? Halacha l'maisa, in the Shulchan Aruch, it says, on the Mizbeach, the wine for the Mizbeach has to look good, smell good, and taste good. The root in Shiloh is the foundation of those laws. So, what are we doing? We see people, they get a glass. They want to have just like an extra glass. I'm going to do exactly what no one should ever do, okay? You see the guy, and I'm going to say a bracha this way. You see the guy, he sits down with his friends. Oh, it's so good to see you. Baruch Hashem, Baruch atah Melech haolam borei pri hagafen. What a waste of a bracha. I'm not saying the bracha is not sweet, but if a person has to grab the back of their head to be able to enjoy something, where were we in the gym? Were we exercising? No. Amichai and I talked about this. You open a bottle of wine from Israel. L'chaim bracha. Anywhere in the world, you can open a wine from Shiloh. You pull the cork and you can smell Shiloh. There's a little air in there. Let's start by putting the best things into us right there. We haven't poured in the glass. We haven't said a bracha. Nothing. We just began, and we're already in something very special. My job in the world, in my previous life, was to attract people on a dance floor, thousands of people, that most of the music I played, no one ever heard it before. Now my job in the world is to be not a maven, but I am the Khan of sour. Nachon? I'm the Khan of sour. I'm not a connoisseur. I'm here to convince people that tasting the wine, like in the times of the Beis HaMikdashim, is good. Because it only says that wine b'di'evid could be helistin. Helistin means by the sun in Greek, helios. So it means wine, the grapes that were on the vine too long, is only b'di'evid okay. That's sweet. So 99% of the time, we're being told in the Torah, the wine was dry. So I'm the Khan of sour. Okay? When we taste this and smell this wine correctly, we need to spend time on it. The Ketolidas, the incense, it says it invigorated our entire neshama when we came around the Beit HaMikdash. It's a very special thing, the aroma. The aroma. It's like a beautiful song. This man plays music. All of us, I imagine, are into music at some level. It gets us going. It's a feeling. You ever smelled a wine with your eyes closed? There's the song of the aroma. You don't have to see it. You don't have to feel it. but it's talking, you're feeling it, right? So please, always think, if we're gonna spend this much time in our lives to get all the bad stuff out, spend time putting it in. Appreciate what we're doing. It's really special. And it's not a taiva to appreciate and have kavana, a feeling in our neshama of what we're putting in. And my last thought on this, how do we know that it's not a taiva to do this? Because the man that came from the sky, Hashem made it taste like our favorite thing. So now we have a choice what we're putting in. Now we can find what we really love. But how do we find it? We smell it, we swish it around our mouth, we share it with our friends, we look at the label of the bottle, we meet the people that are putting together in the fields, we can walk through the fields and the grapes, we can have the whole experience. So I wish everybody a bracha, that we connect to things as deep as a level as how many doctors that are trying to save our life from the bad stuff, that we use the good stuff and we stay away from the doctors. Except for when it's an emergency to save our life, chas v'shalom, we ever have to face this. So let's smell this wine. Let's experience the mosaic from the physical stones in our bodies and our neshamas together, okay? So when you smell the wine, please keep our eyes closed. When you drink the wine, open your eyes and experience everything around us so that we can have full sensory experience when we taste the wine. Let's give it a smell. Anyone smell the earth a little bit? Smell the earth, the soil? Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. That's healthy soil. It's not the Negev. Exactly. So someone said the soil is wet.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, it smells like a playground after a rainy night.
Okay. Now, if it's a drought, is that environment as enjoyable?
Yeah. If it's a drought?
If it's a drought, is the aroma of the earth as enjoyable as when it's wet?
No, it's better when it's wet.
When it's wet.
Yeah.
More expressive.
Yeah. I saw you there this morning.
If someone was to put a name to a berry, is it a wild berry? Is it a bushy berry? Is it a prickly stalked berry? Anyone care to share what are they smelling? Raspberries. Raspberries. What else? Give it a smell, please.
I smell Shiloh.
Does anyone smell the wood?
Yeah, I was gonna say something.
Does anyone smell the wood at all? Sweet wood. Not just wood, but sweet wood. So we have sweet wood, we have raspberries, we have wet soil. Now, does that sound like something you want to just go like this? Why would we want to miss all of this? And there's more. As the wine breathes and opens up, and the way I like to explain that is, Shimon Bar Yochai went in a cave. He learned with his son for 10 years. He came out. He looks at the first thing. He burns it. Why? Too fast, too powerful, with too much, right? Now, wine. Amichai's wine. This is wine that is separated out into different barrels after the fermentation, then put back together in another one to age even further, correct? On the mosaic. Then checked all the way through to see where it's going to finish the best, then put in a bottle, then sat in the cellar, then brought to the market, then bought, then brought to the table. Again, way too much effort to be going like this. It just doesn't make sense. And because of all that time and compassion, when this is a baby, it needs time when it comes out of its cave, the cellar, to relax. How long, when this first comes to market, should it relax? Open. 2 hours? 3 hours? How many years would be the best? 3 years to start? Okay. So this is the Shimon Bar Yochai theory to me. We have to, in our mind, go, you know what? I know I pulled it out of the cave, but I'm either going to let it really open up before I put it in my cave, or I'm going to put it back in the cave in my house for a little while, and I'm going to have it ready when it comes. So again, there's this thing about so much energy here, needs to be more energy here to really appreciate it. So let's sip this wine together. I'm going to grab a chair. And let's taste it. But don't just swallow it. Yeah, exactly. So think about this every time we drink wine from now on, please. And then push it out and think, you know what? I'm going to do it here first, on the good side, not just on the bad one. We have 365 mitzvot for what we're not supposed to do, 248 what we're supposed to do. We have a heavy load to what to stay away from. Let's at least put that much energy in what we're supposed to do. And then what's the 248? The limbs of our body. We're going to put this in the limbs. It's going to help our bloodstream where our neshama flows. So let's swish it around our mouths. Take a small amount. And let's experience the wine in our mouth for the recommended time.
I have a question. When you swish this around in your mouth, does it stain your teeth?
Not if you brush afterwards. It's a balance. Okay. L'chaim v'bracha. To connecting to the foundation of where we're going, which is Shiloh and the Mishkan. And we need to arrive ourselves in the Beis HaMikdash, at least here first. At least here first. L'chaim v'bracha. Let's drink it together. Let's keep it in our mouth. Let's swish it around. And then when you swallow that small amount, take a deep breath of air to bring it in. That's that Shimon Bar Yochai again. To relax it, also in our mouth afterwards. L'chaim v'bracha. This takes it all out, and right now we just coated our mouth. All over the cheeks, the fruit, the wood, the soil. I'm getting some leather tones. Anyone getting a little bit of leather?
It's very astringent.
Stringent, right? So it's a baby. You're getting the youth of the wine.
Is that right?
Yes. As the wine will age or breathe, it will become less astringent. It will become smoother and softer and even lighter with its age. And you'll start getting notes where the fruit will come down. And you'll start getting caramels, leathers, peppers. And this is the maturity of what he put together with his vision. When to harvest the grapes, what barrels to use, when to open the bottle. Every one of these affects his work's outcome.
When was this bottle?
What year is this? 14? 14.
It's sitting in the bottle for like 4 years.
No. It was harvested in 2014, the grapes. Then they were put in separate barrels by each grape. Then when he felt they were ready to come together in a harmony in the mosaic, where you could put the putty in the middle with his mind, then they were put in back into one barrel together as a blend. Then once it was finished aging for what he felt was the right time to put in a bottle, then put on the shelf for a period of time to settle down and relax, then brought to market. So you're talking a 3-year process probably? 2.5, for the whole thing to play out, for us to be able to go like this. Six months. So I know it's going to be hard, but leave a little teensy bit in the glass for right before you either bench or go home. You'll taste the different wine. If you how should I say? You enter a great park, a beautiful place, right? It's a different experience coming and going. When you enter a city with all the lights, and then you go home at night, it's a different experience. So, really get into what we can experience there at Hashem. Let me give you a little more notes.
Are you ruining the wine experience by drinking it as soon as you open the bottle? Would that be ruining a weird service?
No.
It's better to keep it open for
If you have the time, Amichai, he asked if we're ruining the experience by drinking when we first open the bottle. I said, if you have the time, you're not. If you don't have the time, you are. If you have 3 hours to sit at the table after opening and you taste all the way, it's the best. If you don't have the time, open it before and then drink it during that smaller period of time.
Is opening a bottle just like that sufficient for airing it out?
If you have more time, the best thing to do is you in the restaurant, you borrow one of these empty and you dump it.
Yeah, because then you're letting it hit the air every part.
Whether it's this any shape, doesn't matter. Just dump the wine and let it bubble and move and shake. This is your free decanter at every restaurant. The water carafe. It's not the best, but it'll help a lot. It's kind of a funny shape, actually.
Because if you just open up the bottle of wine like that, the only part of the wine that's actually being aerated
Right, this
is
little bit.
the top.
Right.
It's whatever's on the top.
No, I think it goes from the top.
Does it? Only if you move it, right?
But this is the only air that can enter.
Right, but he's saying the wine on the bottom is still, like, somehow it's still being aerated, right? Like, you're opening it, the wine on the bottom is still breathing.
Now, a couple closing thoughts. For presentation purposes, leaving this part on is great. Okay? But if you're in a hurry and you have a cheap corkscrew, please pull the whole thing off. Why? People are in too much of a habit of just digging their corkscrew straight into this metal, popping the cork, and they leave this metal sticking up in the air, and they pour the wine across metal. Not good. Again, wait. Make sure you're prepared to drink it as much as you want to. Second, if you're going to drink a wine and you have a week, during that week, leave the wine standing, not laying down, going toward when you're going to drink it. So if there's sediment, it goes to the bottom. Okay? Another thought, drink with friends, even if it's just one. Drink with friends. Share the experience. It gets better and better and better and better. Reflection. So, I'm going to say thank you to Amichai.
Let's say thank you to Yehoshua that slept all the way.
And remember, spend as much time putting it in as taking it out, because the more time we spend putting good things in, the less time we have to take things out. I wish everyone health, safety, longevity, and enjoying the beautiful flavor of the wine that's leading us in the times of Beis HaMikdash. In Sotah, it says in the Gemara, before we have Mashiach, that we will have grapes more abundant and the price will go up. That's Pshat in Sotah in the Gemara. Pshat. So in Israel, the prices are going up. Why? Because the quality is going up. The whole world is going, that's good wine. And the volume is going up because there's so many people interested in making the fruit propagate in the land. So here we are. We're at the footsteps together. Let's not make a mistake and come out too fast, but let's also run toward it at the same time. Makan bracha. Shavot tov Murach.